Disclaimer. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended to provide medical advice, diagnose, treat, or cure any condition. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your health or wellness routine. If you check your glucose first thing in the morning while fasting, it is expected that your glucose level, if normal, should be around 85 to 90 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood. However, many of you, if you experiment with a glucometer and take a small prick, which, by the way, doesn't hurt at all, should do so on the side of the finger. This is because there are no nerves on the sides, whereas in the center, where blood is usually drawn in a lab, it is more painful due to the presence of nerves. These nerves are located in the central part of the finger, because that is the area responsible for touch and sensation. You don't feel much on the side of the finger, which is why the body is so well designed. It has fewer nerves there. Therefore, when you take a blood sample, you should do it on the side. If you do it correctly, you won't feel anything because you avoid the nerve endings. If your glucose level is between 85 and 90 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood, you are in a normal range. You won't have a belly or abdominal fat. However, I guarantee that if you have some belly fat that you just can't seem to get rid of, your glucose is likely at 100 to 120 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood. This is not yet diabetes, since diabetes starts at 130 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood, but it is considered pre-diabetes. Many people who are slim may still be pre-diabetic, and you can check this by using a glucometer. If your glucose level is consistently high, your belly fat will persist because of how the body functions. The body has a liver, which acts as a glucose storage tank. The liver stores glucose by converting it into glycogen, which is like dehydrated glucose and has a texture similar to mashed potatoes. This stored glucose allows you to survive 24 hours without eating because the liver gradually releases glucose into the bloodstream as needed. Every time you experience stress, whether emotional, physical, dehydration, lack of sleep, poor diet, or toxic relationships, the nervous system signals the liver to prepare for fight or run. How does the liver prepare? By releasing glucose, which is the primary fuel for the cells. The body does this to ensure you have the necessary energy to respond to emergencies. However, if you are not using that glucose through exercise, the body has no choice but to convert it into fat. Since the release of glucose happens quickly during stress, and you are not using it for physical activity, it gets stored as fat in the abdomen. Now that you understand where belly fat comes from, let's discuss the 4 steps to combat it. First step: increase your stress tolerance. People who are highly intolerant to stress often lack energy. When someone has high energy levels, they are generally calm and peaceful. However, those with low energy, metabolic issues, and chronic stress become more irritable and intolerant. The key to increasing stress tolerance is hydration. Proper hydration has been scientifically proven to reduce stress. To calculate your daily water intake, use this formula. Divide your weight in kilograms by 7 to get the number of 250 milliliters glasses of water per day. If using pounds, divide your weight by 16 to get the number of 8-ounce glasses per day. Proper hydration significantly boosts cellular energy levels. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the primary energy currency of cells, increases from 600 to 6,240 when the body is well hydrated. Since this information is not widely promoted, because water is free and doesn't generate profit, few people are aware of it. Another way to enhance stress tolerance is by consuming green juices made from vegetables, always including lemon for better absorption. Green leafy vegetables contain high levels of magnesium and potassium, which have a calming effect on the body. Unlike calcium, which can be stimulating, magnesium and potassium promote relaxation. Second step: monitor your food intake. The metabolism field has identified specific foods that cause stress in the body by spiking glucose levels. If your glucose is at 90 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood before eating, It should remain close to that level 2 hours after eating. If it spikes to 160 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood, it indicates that the food you ate was stressful to your body. The three most aggressive foods for glucose levels are wheat, rice, and corn. If you want to see a dramatic change in how your clothes fit, eliminate these for 1 or 2 weeks. You can still eat potatoes and plantains, but experiment by avoiding the three mentioned. For some, corn is the worst offender, possibly due to genetic modifications. Some people experience glucose spikes up to 240 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood after eating corn, and their levels don't stabilize until the next day. This confirms that genetically modified foods may not be properly recognized by the body. Third step: release stress. The stress accumulates in the nervous system, particularly in the back. When experiencing stress, electrical signals travel down the spine, where they accumulate over time, leading to aging and physical deterioration. One way to discharge this accumulated electrical stress is by minimizing exposure to electromagnetic waves, such as Wi-Fi signals. Wi-Fi emits electromagnetic waves that pass through walls and through your body. Since the body does not have a natural way to release these accumulated waves, they build up inside you. To reduce this stress, turn off Wi-Fi at night. Keep your phone at least 45 meters away while sleeping, or turn it off. Walk barefoot on grass or touch natural surfaces to discharge excess electrical energy. Avoid synthetic flooring like cement or wood, as they do not conduct electricity. Fourth step: repair your sleep. Poor sleep directly impacts glucose levels. If you don't sleep well, your glucose will rise to 110 to 120 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood, instead of staying in the normal range of 85 to 90 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood. This increased glucose leads to fat accumulation, particularly in the abdomen. Abdominal fat is more dangerous than other types of fat because it is hormonally active and linked to higher risks of heart disease, high blood pressure, and cancer. To improve sleep quality, avoid stimulants before bed, such as red meat, pork, and high-fat foods. Have a light dinner, preferably a salad. Ensure your sleeping environment is completely dark. Use a sleep mask if necessary. Wear earplugs if noise is an issue. Increase magnesium and potassium intake. The recommended daily potassium intake, according to the European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, is 3,500 milligrams per day. This is essential for regulating blood pressure and promoting better sleep. By following these 4 steps, increasing stress tolerance, monitoring food intake, releasing stress, and improving sleep, you will reduce abdominal fat and improve your overall health.
Like, comment, and subscribe.